April recap. I should probably do this with the mic. Lately. Yeah. Mics are better for audio. Check, check, check. Not this mic. Check, check. This mic. Okay. Part two. Let's do an April recap. April last year. What was I doing? I don't know, suffering. Suffering in silence. I think I was getting ready for a small show in San Francisco. I met some cool people actually. It was really nice. It's kind of funny because I think, oh man, I kind of want to keep doing shows, but mainly just to meet people. Like, I didn't sell that much, but it's just a nice atmosphere. It's nice to be around creatives. April last year is funny because I'm like waiting on doing a therapy intake today. Don't mind my cat in the background. And I was thinking, dang, like I used to struggle with like alcohol, or I used to just like lean on it heavily as a coping mechanism. So this morning I was like, ooh, maybe a little drink before this intake, because that's kind of how I handle this, or I used to handle my anxiety. And it's interesting that I'm like doing a therapy intake now, but last year in April still was not in therapy. Went to psychosis in January. That's January, February, March, April. That's 4 months I went without seeing anyone after psychosis and like having any answers. That's just kind of how healthcare works, I guess. I think there's not enough therapists for all the people that are mentally unstable. And so we cope with alcohol. I'm just kidding. We just try our best to help ourselves and survive. I think around this time was like a weird time too, because I wasn't trying to see anyone. I was mostly just isolating, especially because I know that people love to gossip around here. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily like I'm in California. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I'm laying on the floor, obviously, but there's an attic to the garage right up there. I don't know if you can tell because it's so dark, but Poe's up there, and I thought he was about to drop something on my noggin. Screw. Not in a small town, but I am in a small suburb where everybody knows everybody and everybody loves to gossip, and I know that I'm like the local crazy lady at this point. I'll scream in the streets like everybody knows. So I'm not trying to go outside. I'm not trying to have them talk more, especially since my ex's mother was like the town gossip. She knew everything about everyone. I remember on a walk one time, because we lived next to this really nice creek, she was trying to tell me some gossip about some people in the neighborhood, and I'm usually on the other end of the gossip, okay? So I didn't realize that no one actually cares about the details. They just want to chat, I guess. So I'm like confused. I'm like asking questions. I'm like, oh, how do you know them? Like, how do you know this? And my ex, he was like, shh, just let her tell her story. I'm like, oh, okay. So we don't actually care. We're just chatting. I don't know. Sometimes in experiences like that, I feel like an alien. Like, what? You just want to chat about people, but you don't actually care who they are. And you want to tell me for some reason, but you don't want me to care either. You just want to talk. I don't get it. And that's why I also stay inside. Because what? But I think in a weird way, the internet has become like this nice place. Not all the time, obviously, with all the news and all the horrible stories, but there are people on there that are like, hey, I really like you for you. And I also feel alien in these types of situations. Then you realize, oh, dang, I'm not alone. And that's really nice. So, thank you, internet friends. I really appreciate you. And if there's anything I learned from last April to now, it's to be yourself. Because someone out there is gonna like you. Like, it's probably like one out of every like 1,000 that's gonna be like, yes, you are my person. You're chill. And like the other people are gonna be like, dude, chill out. What are you doing? Why are you not acting like a sheep? Why are you not acting like a robot? Fall in line, you know? But that one, oh, that's nice. And you find out the other people that are like, stop doing that, or you're too loud, or blah 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 blah. They don't really matter. Like you're gonna try your best to like stay in their circles and like blend in, but it's not gonna work. And you're gonna drive yourself insane trying to fit in. But it's like getting a little emotional, but you're gonna have no choice but to just be yourself, and you can try your hardest to try and fit in, but it's not gonna work because you're not being true to yourself. You just gotta be you and recognize that the people that are like telling you to be smaller, they're not gonna be in your life a year later, so it doesn't even matter what they do. I knew it! Oh my god! Okay, it half fell off. It's literally teetering on the edge. I think he wants to kill me. Oh, but that's kind of nice. That's the other lesson I've learned. In the middle of, being sad, feeling sorry for yourself, laughter is literally the best healing. So maybe get yourself a cat that wants to attempt to kill you, because it does make it a lot easier to deal with things. Okay, that's my April recap.